Kansas City!
Oh, what's going on? Paul!
Got knocked out.
This is the most beautiful sight these eyes have ever seen.
Boop.
Hello and welcome back to the Dumbest Damn Chief Show, period. I'm Pat.
Spin dip.
Jordo.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
What's up?
Let's jump straight into the predictions, shall we? See
Yeah, I
everyone
think
did.
I may have.
Do you know how we did? 'Cause
Yeah, I took a
lost.
quick peek, and I think I went one up on you guys, maybe.
Yeah, you did. I picked, well, no, Sarah and Jordan. Yeah. Jordan picked Baltimore. I picked Chargers.
Should've.
Sarah picked all of them right.
Except we all missed Tampa. So you guys each missed 2, and I missed 1.
You just wrote Tom down for Jordan. He just picked Tom. which
You
is
wrote
awesome.
that.
Okay.
Tampa Tom.
Yeah, so he's down too.
Funny thing is I wasn't that far off on that Baltimore pick because they should have won that game against Cincinnati.
All right, let's talk about that because I just watched the end of it now with
Yeah.
Keenan.
Yeah,
That was wild.
it wasn't
Is
it?
that the crate? Well, I thought that play happened at the very end. It didn't. There were still like 10 more minutes of football.
What play? What are you talking about?
The fumble recovery for a
The
touchdown.
Tyler Huntley from the
Oh.
2-yard line?
Okay.
You don't give it to your running
But
back?
still fucking bananas.
Did you think there was a block in the back on that return?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was... I didn't notice it when it happened, but yeah, it definitely looked like it should have been stopped there.
That
Just-
big fucker just hoofing it like 95 yards.
I mean, they played him tough, though. They did play him really well. You got to give Baltimore credit.
The better storyline is Lamar Jackson and his tweet. Did you see that? You
It-
didn't see Lamar
I
Jackson's
did.
tweet?
I did.
Yeah, it was. It read a little bit like a Hallmark card and a breakup letter.
Yeah, I wish
Kind
I had
of.
it. But it was like
Let
fucking,
me,
yeah.
Here,
If
I'll
I'm-
talk amongst yourselves,
If
I'll
I'm
pull it up.
Cincinnati and Cincinnati fans this week, I am extremely concerned about their pass pro.
Yeah, but
Burrow
what's
was
it-
just
is it their
getting
Who's
destroyed.
out? Who's
Those
it?
tackles are out.
Yeah.
I believe one of their guards is now out.
So they're in the same situation we were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And that is not a good recipe leading in. I mean, as we,
Especially when you rely on Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, is it?
Chase. I mean, they got dudes. T. Higgins,
Did he
Tyler.
But they
Boyd.
rely on the long ball.
Yeah.
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 Did he take it down?
Did you see who the?
He probably might have.
Did you see who the ref is for the Cincinnati Buffalo game this week? Mr. Carl Sheffers.
Not
Wait,
us.
I thought he wasn't.
We have a Sean Hockley.
No, but I thought Chevers wasn't even on the list.
No, he's the
No,
head
he
ref
is.
for-
Oh, he is. Does that mean he will?
It's hard to say how that will go. If let's just not. Assuming we make it past Jacksonville, I don't. Who knows? I don't know how they pick it. I'd like to be curious how they work that out.
Well, this time they might just be avoiding pitchforks and fucking torches
Oh yeah,
because of Kansas City.
if we can get
I don't think it's a good thing that they are now talking about the records because now on the Sports Talk Radio, on Twitter, they're talking about every team's record against the ref or
well,
with the ref.
that and the alternate site thing now for the AFC Championship game is so stupid if you think about it, because this game technically this week between Cincinnati and Buffalo should be the game that's on an alternate site in my opinion, because they didn't finish the last one. So it shouldn't matter what we have done or not done in my like the rule is written that it goes by winning percentage if a game does not continue.
Yes.
And they just completely went away from it. This is the game that should be in Atlanta, not the championship game.
I agree that this game should be in Atlanta if ours is in Atlanta, but I don't think the fact that ours is like I don't think that it negates the logic of ours being in Atlanta.
I disagree.
They both should be in Atlanta.
I disagree.
But,
I think it shouldn't. But whatever.
well, if you think the logic is good, which I'm not saying it is, then they should both be in Atlanta.
the further we get removed from the event happening, which it was terrible, I think people are logically now thinking about how it's shaken out and seeing how stupid it is.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't happen, but it's probably going to happen. There was something else you just said. Oh, the fucking referees. Like, you just mentioned Carl Cheffers. Everyone's on Carl Cheffers' watch. All of Kansas City
And
was like
Blake-
just fucking waiting, sitting there for the bomb to go. Oh, we got Cheffers. Oh, the fix is in.
Yeah.
But, like, everyone's doing this. They're literally talking, when they're talking about the lines, they're saying this team is 8-0 with this team, with this referee, and they're 2-1 with this referee. Twitter's saying it. The media's saying it. Like, how about, like, do we literally believe that every single fan base thinks that the refs are out to get them? Can't all be right.
Well, I'm
The
wondering.
refs are not out to get you.
I'm
They're not out to
wondering-
get us.
I would like to see what in Shepard's ref games this year for those two teams, Buffalo and Cincinnati, what the consensus has been on either side when he refs the game. If neither have noticed it or one has noticed it, because I'm telling you, that game is going to be decided by something like that happening because he wants to be part of talk radio the next day. I'm convinced that guy has a huge ego.
He may be a real problem. I just think it's a real problem that every fucking NFL fan base is convinced that the refs are against them. I think that's ridiculous.
So let's talk about it. In that game, because he is now the referee, who do you give the advantage to? I'm going to say I'm going to give it to Cincinnati.
I have no idea.
You know why?
Why?
Because they did it to us, where you throw the ball up and you just hope for a PI, and that's exactly what's probably going to happen in that game. It's in Buffalo. They're already at a disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm going to say that little what's-his-nuts is going to favor Cincinnati in that game.
Okay. So we're all just convinced that Sheffers cheats every week to be talked about.
I think he plays favorites on who he wants to win.
You don't think he's just shitty at his job?
I think that has to be the explanation. I mean, it's either he's shitty at his job or he is the one fixing the games for the NFL, and that's why they won't do anything.
So our conspiracy theory in 10 years is he's going to be the ringleader of the underground gambling scheme?
I definitely don't think he just does it to be talked about, but if there's a reason he's doing it, it's to be money. He's Tim Donaghy of the NFL, because that's what the conspiracy theory is on Tim Donaghy in the NBA, is that he was the one, he had all the dirt, and he was going to whistleblow on the NBA about how it all worked, how if you fucking had certain teams and players winning, then you got awarded higher games, because that's what the NBA scandal was like, basically, if you had Jordan win, then you got assignments to the playoffs.
I mean, do you ever remember a season where it has been... I mean, I can remember my dad back in the day in the 90s, the Marty days, when they would talk about referees. I can never remember it being this bad, where it's this highlighted each week.
The only one I can remember is the scab year. Remember when there was like the strike?
I think
the
there was a
referees
reason.
went on strike.
Oh, yeah.
But it just
And they
seems
had to
like
bring 'em up.
it's so more severe.
I think it's
this
more
year.
societal. I think it's people just fucking don't
Well,
want to believe that
You
their
think people
team
are?
sucks.
You think people are too woke?
No, I think people are too like conspiracy theory, like too prone to believe
But
a
doesn't
conspiracy
it-
theory.
Since we have replay now and the rules have evolved, it's different.
Yeah, that's true. We all get to see every play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're doing the little
there's
quick.
cameras fucking everywhere. You can't do anything without seeing really what happened.
Yeah.
You notice how they're doing the little quick review now, where they'll make a call and nobody will throw the flag, but they'll go and change something real quick.
What?
They've
that
done
sounds
that.
a lot like cheating.
No,
What?
they've done that when it's blatantly obvious that they've made a bad call. They have done that a couple times. They did it a couple times this weekend.
I think that sounds familiar. I just can't
You mean-
pinpoint.
It's called.
They know they fucked up, so they're
It's called a quick review. Sorry.
okay.
And that's there,
Okay.
but it's got to be blatantly obvious. And I feel like we're talking about way too much about refereeing, but the Chris Jones play this year that we talk about.
That-
the
I mean,
strap sit-
Jesus.
How is that not?
There
a
should
quick-
be an FBI investigation.
It's just so wildly inconsistent. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. They're like, it doesn't make sense. The refereeing sucks, but I also just think that like it sucks for everybody. Like I just don't think that the NFL wants certain teams to win and is pulling levers with referees.
I don't know. I mean, that aside, how did you guys feel about the weekend?
Ah,
The games.
I don't understand
Well,
what happened to the Jaguars. Did you guys watch the whole game?
I
Yes.
did. It started out like, oh Christ, this is going to be awful, right?
Yeah.
Because they were getting smoked.
Yeah.
And then it turned into fucking playoff football.
Chargering.
Yeah, chargering.
So did
And,
they
I
already
mean, it
fired a
was-
couple people,
They
but
did.
not
Yes.
Brandon Staley.
Their
yet.
offensive coordinator and quarterback coach,
Passing game coordinator.
passing game and quarterback coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they were, except for that shit show last night. That to me was the least.
I didn't
Yeah,
watch
I
it.
had higher
Entertaining.
expectations for
They're
that game.
3
They're-
extra points is like
4. I thought it was 4.
Did they
Didn't
miss
you get a
4 at the-
4?
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
I was
It
watching
was-
the Manning cast because I don't watch it much. And when he missed that fourth one, Peyton Manning's like, oh my God, you got to get him out of there. You got to get him out of there.
Well,
He's
he
done.
also brought up a good point. Why are they even kicking it? Like, why?
Yeah.
After maybe the second miss, would you be like, maybe we should just go for 2?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let him run it in.
Did Brady not get anything done? Like, was it competitive
It-
at all? It was. I saw 18-0, and I was like, I'm not even. By the time I got home, I looked and said 18-0. I'm not.
I think
fucking
his age
tuning
was
in.
showing last night.
Really?
I don't know. It was just boring.
Yeah.
Just
Before
wasn't
we left my
really-
brothers, they had the Manning cast on like right before the pregame, and Manning was trying to pump up like, "Oh, he's Tommy's got the deep ball back."
Yeah, he
But-
was trying.
Yeah.
They just are. Man, that team that we lost to in the Super Bowl and the one now, the versions of those two teams were largely it's the same roster. They look just like a skeleton of themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well, they don't have Gronk, which Gronk did fucking eat us up in that game.
Yeah, and they had Antonio Brown before he had whatever is going on with him.
Yeah, that's a whole other bag of weird things. Is he still like leaking out like a weekly bullshit about
Oh,
Tom?
he had a bad one today. Let's not get
What?
into it.
Did he really?
What did he say today? I don't follow.
I don't even know.
I don't either.
drama.
Maybe he released a sexually explicit video of him and his baby mama today on Snapchat.
Oh my
What?
god.
The guy has lost his mind. I
Yeah.
mean, he did that.
Someone married Kanye, which good god. You've got to be either the most mentally ill or the like most shameless gold digger of all time to marry Kanye.
Or you're
you
so
do.
busy you don't have to see him.
But what does that mean?
She was busy. She never saw him.
No, someone new just married Kanye.
Oh, I
like
thought you were
in the
talking about
last
Kim
week.
Kardashian.
No.
Who the fuck married him?
Yeah, somebody that works for him.
No.
Yes. Someone who's like a designer for his company just married Kanye.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Was he wearing
I
his
didn't know
mask?
that.
I hope so. I didn't see any pictures from
I
the
thought
wedding.
you meant Kim Kardashian.
No. Actual Kanye. Recently. But anyways.
I was a little underwhelmed. I'm going to be honest.
With the games?
With the performance of these AFC teams. I just wasn't like, wow, they're amazing. Like, there's a lot
I didn't
of
get to
bad
watch
football.
the Bills-Dolphins game. I was commentating.
Buffalo
rugby.
almost fucked up and lost.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like,
that was pretty dope. The fucking kid from Fort Osage. almost-
honestly, the team that I was most impressed with the entire weekend was the New York Football Giants. That
Yeah.
team looked great.
Yeah,
They
apparently
did.
their quarterback, Daniel Jones, looked good
I
too.
think it's just a great game plan. You could tell that team was prepared and coached well in preparation for the game. And these AFC teams like Mike McDaniel in Miami, oh my God. I mean, the rookie coaching definitely showed because they could not get a play called to save their lives. in
that
time.
was torture to
Yeah.
watch. They couldn't snap the ball.
Oh,
That
Jesus.
if they could have got that under
I like
control.
that guy. I want him to succeed.
I think he has proven that it would be a mistake to get rid of him, but that ownership group down there they're a little nuts.
Do you
So-
think Brandon Staley sticks with the Chargers?
Yeah, because they don't want to pay money for a big time coach. So, yes, they're
Oh,
cheap.
wow.
They're cheap.
That cheap?
They're cheap. Yeah, he's making $4 million a year, so they're not going to move on from him, and which
Okay.
is great for the Chiefs. So keep that guy out there.
Yep.
And nobody wants the Denver job.
Oh
So,
God, yeah. Harbaugh's like, yeah, thanks, but no
Nobody
thanks.
wants to coach Russell Wilson.
You know, it says a lot when their defensive coordinator is the hot name, one of the hot names coming out.
Who's that?
I can't remember the guy's name.
Okay.
It says a lot when your D coordinator declines to take the job.
Why should we like Byron Leftwich or something like that?
I think if I would pull I'd do what Kingsbury did, and I'd buy a one-way ticket somewhere
That's awesome.
to
Where
Thailand.
did he go? Thailand. Yeah, don't
he's like-
fucking bother.
He said, "Deuces, don't fucking
Oh,
call
Edgero-
me."
good for fucking him.
Edgero Evero. He's the D coordinator for Denver, and he's going to be a good coach.
Yeah.
But he basically is like, no, I'm not hitching my wagon to this shit show
Yeah.
you guys got. Smart move.
Yeah.
Good move.
Well, let's
But,
talk about it.
Um,
Let's talk about, okay, while we're talking coaching carousel, I was listening to 610 on the way in, and Fesco was talking about all the EB places EB could land. He's like, if I was EB, I wouldn't go to LA. I wouldn't want to play against the Chiefs. If I was EB and I got any head coaching offer, I'd take it.
well, at this point,
Yeah,
he has to.
he really. It's not like he's got his pick, really.
Yeah, exactly.
I think at this point, he's going to have to take an OC job somewhere else to prove that he can do it outside of Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes because everybody's calling his bluff.
Yeah.
And I think it's a legitimate argument against the guy.
But everywhere that has open positions right now, would you want to take it? The fucking Texans or the Broncos?
I would just want to go somewhere with
The
an ownership
Cardinals?
group that would support
Yes,
consistency.
it's a head coaching position in the NFL. Like, they don't come along very often, and like, if you're getting offered it, it's probably for a reason, because like the guy that could sit around and just wait for another job
Yeah.
doesn't want it.
The team that I think has done it right and is now doing it right after learning doing it wrong is the Detroit Lions. You know, they hired Dan Campbell and it was shaky.
Everybody loves that guy.
And now
Love
it's
that
like,
guy.
okay, let's stick with this guy. And they would have done it like the rest of these teams do, where after a year, nope, and it's just you gotta give some guys a longer rope.
Don't the Colts need it? Because Jeff Saturday was just an interim guy, right?
I mean, I think he's the old drinking buddy. I think he's gonna get that one.
You
Jim
think he's
Irsay's
gonna
drinking buddy?
keep it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, fucking good on him.
Or Mike Kafka has been rumored.
It's crazy, like these. I guess this is really not, but like in the NBA, it's going like there's a 27-year-old owner's son who's like running the team into the ground, the Atlanta Hawks, and it's like hilarious to like listen to like news reports about.
What is he doing?
But like these professional sports are like,
I know it's
like
wild,
Succession.
Right?
Yeah,
it's like the richest families in the world. Like,
well, I gotta be honest with you. You know, working in the environment I work in, and some of the people I work with that have a lot of money. There are a lot of dumb rich people in this world.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you've got money doesn't mean you've got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Which is why I appreciate the Chiefs, because I think that they do.
Yeah.
So they got the best of both worlds.
Anyways, let's talk about the Chiefs then.
Yeah, let's talk about the game.
All
so
right.
we got the Jags. Played them once earlier in the year. They had a great comeback. What do you guys think?
They tried to decapitate MVS
That's the game where the
Juju.
Chargers
and Juju.
started the game with an onside kick and won it.
Jags.
They pulled some shit.
Oh, you mean
oh,
the
I'm
Jags.
sorry, the Jags.
Yep.
They pulled some shit because I think they knew they would have to
Yeah.
stand a chance, but we killed them.
The game
really,
was never really close.
It
at
wasn't.
Any point.
Point that at your mouth or it doesn't pick you up.
It was never really close at any point.
Yeah.
It
You guys reminded me last week that was a while ago.
was
week 10,
That was the first game for Tony.
Ooh.
and he went off. He had his first touchdown.
Yeah.
I had a rugby buddy of mine came in here the other day. He's a Giants fan, and he just happened to be driving through the city because he was meeting somebody.
Yep.
And it was Sunday. It was the day of the game. And he was like he's like a frothing Giants fan, like just anxiety out his ears. But he was pissed about Tony. He's like, you guys got a fucking light.
Stud.
Yeah.
We got a
G, man.
stud.
He's a
Yeah,
G.
he was pissed.
It
If
sounds
we
like
keep
we're going to
him
have the
healthy.
full gamut of everybody with the exception of
I'm a
McCole,
little-
no McCole Hardman.
He's out. I was going to say,
just-
I have
He's
no
not-
hopes for him.
At this point, if he's out, do you even fuck around with that?
There's something.
We just have to treat him like we're not getting it a present for Christmas, and if we do get one, great surprise.
Well,
you
the
know?
biggest news of
But
today.
we're not expecting one.
Biggest news of today is Jody Fortson and CEH are potentially going to be activated and back.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, Jody, I'm super
Jody,
pumped
I'm
about.
all in for.
Jody gets my butthole excited.
Would you, okay, here's a scenario, or and ask you. If they're healthy, ready to go, in their prime in a game, would you rather have Jody or McCole?
Jody.
Jody. No.
Jody is
okay.
a massive fucking target.
Because Jody's still.
I don't know,
learning.
man. He was
His prime is yet to come.
But
So it's hard for me to like.
Pat, he makes some we don't really have a guy that'll go up and get a contested ball. And I would
He's
say
like
he's
6'6".
probably the guy that can
I know,
do it
but
for
McCole
us.
takes the top off the fucking field. Having him and Kadarius on the field at the same time is really dangerous.
Well, his
we haven't
prime is
seen
not
it
now, being down 20 fucking
McCole
pounds.
is currently better than Jody at football, but I think Jody's ceiling's a lot higher.
Yeah.
I think McColl's about hit his ceiling. I don't think he's a great receiver at the end of the day. I think he's just a fast guy.
I'm-
Sammy
But
Parker's
he
great.
I'm
serves a
team
big
Jody.
he serves a big purpose in our offense, though.
Yes,
McCole Hardman.
does.
I'm not saying he doesn't serve a purpose.
and he
but
knows the
I'm
offense. He's already playing a bigger role.
Team
in it.
Jody.
Are you?
I love Team Jody.
Are you worried at all? Because I saw this.
The good news is
floating
we can have
around
them
today.
both. We don't have to pick.
This is a legitimate question. Are you worried at all that they're going to get stupid and cute with CEH being back and trying to overuse him?
That's the first.
No.
That's the first thought I
I
had.
don't think so. I think that they've seen enough of Pacheco and Jarek that if he does come back, I think they're going to treat it like they did with Juju and Tony, where maybe he gets sprinkled in 2 or 3 plays and you're not really going to notice him. That's my honest opinion on what will happen. Same for Jody.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see as much of him
What
as
did
we
he have?
want.
I
Was
think
he
they would
an
mix Jody in
ankle or
faster.
something?
He was
Ankle, high ankle, or what
what
was
the fuck
he?
it was.
I don't remember. Leg. It was low. Oh, I think it was lower body. But,
One of the tree trunks
So
was
yeah,
hurt?
those 2 guys back in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I those are great. I had no idea that Jody was back. For some reason, I had in my head he was an IR, but that was last year.
I think for us to lose this game Saturday, we have to completely lay an egg. I mean,
It can happen.
It can definitely happen, but we have to come out and play a game where absolutely everything can't go right.
Yeah, It's going to be a nice day at Arrowhead. They should be loud.
42 degrees. Yeah, it should be loud.
Buzzing, hammered, drunk.
Are you bougie?
You thinking about
this
that?
week?
No, I don't.
No?
There's no free tickets coming. And free tickets are not free. I added up what it costs to go. Jesus, fuck.
So I'm going to tell you
So
guys.
It's
to go
expensive to
even
be
when it's
bougie.
free.
I have been looking so hard.
Start shoving vials of vodka up my ass just to
I just
get
have
drunk at the game.
such bad vibes being in that stadium in playoff games. I don't
Really?
do well.
I've never
in 'em.
been.
Every one
Have
that
you
I've
been to a
gone
playoff
to,
game?
we've lost.
The last one I went to was when we played the Steelers and got
It's just not.
Beat.
I can't.
2016.
The Alex Smith
Okay.
year, the last year of Alex,
And when was your last one? Was that the same one?
same one. And so I'm just not thinking that that's a good idea for me.
It's just I need to be in. You don't want to be in public, and if you are in public, you want to be like surrounded. Like public would be like a party with your friends. I don't want to be out where I
Yeah.
have to like close a bill while I'm fucking angry. You know.
I'll be in Vegas.
Oh yeah. Did you figure out your flight situation?
Yeah, it's Sunday, so that's why I was saying I need the football gods to smile down on me and bless us with a Saturday game, and they did. So.
Okay. So what's you got your sports book picked out or what?
Jordan suggested we watch at MGM.
All right.
Tap Sports Room.
Yeah, Tap Sports Room. So
Here's the problem with Saturday. Trevor Lawrence has apparently never lost a Saturday game in high school or college or the pros.
Yeah, you can stick 2 needles in my eyes for the 7 times I've read that this week already. So, okay.
Just saying.
Pat, I mean, great. Good for Trevor. I mean, I think it's going to be closer than it was when we played him in November. We're
Yeah,
gonna see,
it's a playoff.
We're going to see their biggest swing.
Or not. I mean, I could see us coming out and just swinging a giant hammer and fucking killing them.
I read an interesting article today about, because I know I preach this a lot, that I feel like Andy plays this game with other teams about what he does and doesn't put on tape. Somebody finally wrote this article in Arrowhead Pride today, and he said he legitimately feels, because he was actually breaking down plays where he was putting guys in certain situations, and it's specifically to throw off a team the next week. And if that's how his mind works, I'm all for it. What could happen?
Yeah.
well, this is where we're supposed to see Section ZZ of Andy Reid's playbook,
I'm excited.
right?
Yeah.
Wait, what is this? Tell me sections easy. This is
Jordan
the first
talks
I've heard.
every
The
week.
secret side of Andy's
The
playbook that we
secret
don't
sauce.
until this
But
week.
section ZZ sounded like a Q drop, like there was like information.
The
being
Henry
leaked or
Winkler
something.
water boy section of the playbook.
Okay, the green notebook.
notebook.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that theory. I hope it's real. It just seems like almost like a fairy tale.
It's not a fairy tale.
We have to win games every week. You think he's got all these amazing plays that just magically
Yeah, I do.
score touchdowns?
You know, yes, I do.
He's got a magic bag
Yep.
of touchdown plays.
Yep.
He's got a fucking Maserati in the garage. So all he has to do is go out to his workshop and with the
You think that's what he
Rubik's
does?
Cube.
He just sits in his Maserati, farts, and plays with his Rubik's Cube and draws plays?
Wouldn't that be cool that that's the life of Andy Reid? Is he literally just loves it so much that he just sits in an office and draws up plays because he has a quarterback that can literally
I think
do
he does.
anything?
I think that's an element
Okay,
of
then
what he
you're
does.
saying
Yeah.
right there. It is.
Yeah.
But I think that he uses them. I don't think that he has some
you're
giant
telling
cache.
me right now you don't think he has a subset of plays?
Well,
I
these
disagree.
plays are they're concepts. Like plays are all packages of concepts. Like certain routes packaged together with other routes, like recipes. Like
Maybe
you know,
I'm
garlic goes with salt and butter and
No.
these are things.
Okay, maybe-
so like there's a football science to this. I don't think that he's like throwing like raspberries in with like noodles and
Oh, I do.
peanut butter
No.
and
Yep.
and fucking cayenne pepper and then
Yep.
chef's kiss. Now it tastes amazing.
No,
Yes.
I think. Okay, here's this. I
You're
think if they're,
crazy.
for instance, in a 4-wide set, and he's got a guy in a certain situation 90% of the time that we've shown this year. Let's say it's Tony in the slot, and he runs one route. I do think that he specifically puts that guy in that situation for later in the year instead of running a fly. The guy's
yeah,
going to be.
he does
like,
that. He sets shit up.
Yeah.
He definitely does. He's
I
fucking
think
it's
that's-
chess.
that's
It's
what
chess.
that's what
I
I'm
believe
saying.
he's playing chess. So last the New Heights. Did you see the New Heights talking about the Ring Around the Rosie play?
No. What did they say?
Did you see it?
I haven't listened.
It's
to
actually Travis said it's kind of a fuck you play, which just confirms that it was.
Was it them making fun of the?
He didn't specifically say that, but that to me confirms that. They said
Okay.
it's kind of a fuck you
I
play.
love that.
I
So
do
I-
too.
so I was
but
right.
then they made fun of. Do you guys know this? They made fun of the offensive lineman, the dude who did it.
Oh God.
Because coming into the draft,
gotta
this
listen
dude
to-
had a bunch of videos that he put online of him blocking trees.
What?
Like he'd go out into the woods and do like pass protection drills on trees and then put it on social media leading up to when he got drafted.
What a dork.
So apparently a bunch of like Jason Kelsey was like saying, yeah, I really like him. He's a good guy. I love how he was pass protecting trees. That looks awesome. But you could tell he was like, all of us offensive linemen think this guy's a fucking knob for going out there
That
like,
is great.
blocking trees.
No, I didn't see
That
that.
is great.
Yeah.
You could tell that they were just trolling the guy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's
it was
great.
funny.
It's great.
Yeah. So I love that. I mean, I think I do think Andy plays games, but I just think that we're overblowing that, like, you know, he's Rowan Gardner and Rookie of the Year, and all he's got to do is throw a floater McGee that he knows he has, and is just going to score a touchdown.
I think he's petty. So
See, I live in this world where if we would have ended up playing in the Dolphins, he would have run that play wasp against
Tyreek.
Yes, I live in
Yeah.
that world because I want him to be petty
I think he is petty.
like that. That's
Yeah.
what I want.
I like it. I love
Right.
Andy Reid. I'm his number one fan. You
Well-
can't take my spot.
they take receipts because if you remember the first game, number 5 for Jacksonville, Cisco, was the guy that was like shooting after everybody's head,
Yeah.
Juju's and MBS's. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a couple plays just to.
Like a crackback block on it, like
No.
a legal as
No, no,
fuck
no,
crack.
no, they won't
just
do
roll
that.
bulldozer out there and just say, "Go
No.
split your helmet."
No, but I do think that they would try to get him deep, just
Yeah.
to troll him.
Yeah, just to stab him.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, let's pick some scores.
Let's do it.
All right. What were we going to use this for?
What? As a tiebreaker if they were all tied at the end of the... Yeah, so you have the tiebreaker, you wiener. What is the... Give us the rundown. Every week we need the rundown on the total score here. I think you're up... You beating Jordan by
5-4-4.
5-4-4. Okay.
5-5-5.
So, Pat, you go first because you technically won the last one.
Are we doing all of them?
What?
Are we doing all the games this week?
No,
Isn't
I
that how
thought
we're
we
doing the
were just-
playoffs?
Okay, let's
I mean,
keep
I
doing
guess
that.
we-
No, I
let's keep
like
doing
that.
Then
Well,
that'll
Can
be
we
the-
do the Chiefs Jags first?
Sure.
Because I see this as a separate deal.
Quit fucking shit up, Jordan. Yes.
And then you, sir, can write on this.
Okay, the other ones?
Yep.
Or give me the other... We can keep it on the same playoff paper. It doesn't matter. Okasigodokio.
There you go. Okay, so Pat first for
37... No.
I already wrote the 3, so you need to pick something with the 3 in
Something in
there.
the 3.
37 28. It's going to be a 2-score game, but we're going to have to, care until the fourth quarter. Maybe midway through the third. Chiefs.
Yeah.
Don't know if I was clear.
Sarah?
34-27 Chiefs.
I will go 38-24 Chiefs.
Weird.
They're
We
all
picked the
locked in.
Chiefs. Okay, let's pick the other games.
Okay. So Cincinnati
In Buffalo.
in Buffalo.
And Buffalo mozzarella.
I'm going Cincinnati.
I like it. You want that?
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing.
Just picking who you want. No, who do you think is going to win?
Because that's what we did last.
Yeah,
On
we
the
just
flip
picked- we
side,
just-
we didn't do scores. We just picked
yeah,
who we
yeah.
did.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
just
but why?
saying, are you picking Cincinnati because you want them to win, or
But why?
I don't know. After the way Buffalo played
Tiger would
against
beat a-
Miami, I'm not sold on it.
all right, I'm with you.
Pat?
Okay, I'm going to go with Buffalo
Why?
because Cincinnati needed a fumble recovery to score a touchdown, and their offensive line sucks.
Okay. I like it. I'll go with Buffalo, riding the emotional wave of DeMar Hamlin probably coming back at that game. Maybe.
You think so?
I think it might
I
happen.
don't think he's gonna play this season.
No.
The rest.
No. Just showing himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mike.
She
I thought you meant
back in the
No, I'm
starting
not running
lineup.
out there running a 4.540
Too
after.
soon there.
That's Jordan. That's how you teed it up.
I
That's
think,
how you teed it
I
up.
think they're going to do some sort of tribute or something where he's actually physically there. Anyway, I think they'll be fired up in Buffalo. With you, Pat, I think that Cincinnati's offensive line problems it's a huge issue.
Real quick on this game, when the NFL was trying to figure out what to do since that game got stopped, there was a lot of people talking on Twitter today that this is the game that should have been played at a
that's what
neutral
he was
site.
just saying at the
Yeah,
beginning
exactly.
of the show.
I 100% agree with that. That this is the game that should be in Atlanta, not next week. If assuming
I
the
missed
Chiefs
that because
can
I was
win.
looking for a tweet that got deleted.
Assuming the Chiefs can win, you're exactly right. I think that
This game should be. I mean, it's unfair, frankly, to Cincinnati to have to go to Buffalo in this game.
What does that say, Pat?
well, it's definitely unfair
Oh,
now that it has come out that Cincinnati wanted to restart the game 10 minutes, 15 minutes
Yeah.
after that all happened, and Buffalo basically said nah. So
Nah.
that's not in
Yeah.
good form for them. Anyway, I think Buffalo beats them. I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's really close, but I think
I
Buffalo.
think it's super close.
I think Buffalo does eke that out.
Okay.
That'll be interesting.
All right, and then San Francisco and Dallas, which I love. It's like the 90s again.
Yeah,
It's great.
San Francisco.
Steve Young
They
against Troy Aikman.
fucking smoked the Seahawks.
Okay. You got San Fran,
Yeah.
Pat.
I'm going to go with Dallas because they have the better quarterback, I think.
I'm gonna go.
That's what I keep picking
I'm gonna go
up.
Dallas as well.
Ooh,
I think that
we're getting
Is it- where is it? Is it in San Francisco?
separation.
it's in San Francisco, but I feel like that at some point this quarterback for San Francisco is going to struggle a little bit. And Dallas plays pretty good defense. They can, and they can get after the quarterback. So I'm going to go Dallas. Close game too. Another close one.
Philly, New York, is that the other game? Mm-hmm. How did Jalen Hurts look?
He
They
hasn't
had a bye.
played.
He didn't play? Oh, that's right.
They had a bye. I'll come back to this one. Let me think a second.
Philly.
Okay. I'm with you. I'll take Philly.
Giants.
Just a little differentiator.
No, I just feel like
They did play
Gigantes.
really well.
I feel like that they're coached really, really well. And Jalen Hurts hasn't played for a few weeks, so I think there's a little bit of rust that's going to be knocked off there. And the Giants are extremely physical. So I think that they can hang with them. Another very close game. But I'm going to say it's the Giants.
Do you think that our tough, like the team that's the like most likely to beat us is the Bills still? Is that the team that you think is like the team?
I don't feel that way.
Like, who do you think is the team that's most likely to beat us?
Us.
If anybody's going to beat
The
us,
Chiefs. Us.
Okay, coach.
The Bengals is what I'm worried about right now. We haven't
Still the Bengals?
We haven't gotten over that hump.
I'm going to say in this scenario that I'm going to say it's Buffalo because it's a neutral site
But
game
still AFC teams.
on a track, on a fast track.
Yeah.
I would see that game being really tough for our defensive backs against their wide receivers. So I would say it's got to be Buffalo.
Yeah, and our pass rush isn't great.
Not that Cincinnati's isn't, but I just think I'm going to say Buffalo would give us more problems in a dome than Cincinnati would.
It helps that they'll have no tackles, but it doesn't help that like we don't have anybody to specifically expose that.
Right.
Who's great.
I'll say that, now just saying that, but Burrow hasn't turned the ball over much. I feel like in the games that I've watched, and I want to see how that team responds because they're going to turn the ball over. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And when they get down, how they respond.
Yeah.
Because they've been up in most of their games.
So what's the best case scenario here? I guess there isn't. The best
don't
case
really
scenario.
care at
We
this
were
point.
fucked either. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we're playing a good quarterback either way. We don't have an easy road.
Well, best case scenario for the Chiefs is you want the home game, and you want to get the revenge.
So Cincinnati?
Cincinnati. Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Let's
Best case scenario, Cincinnati.
bring Joe Burrow in here with a depleted offensive line in this crowd and see what happens.
You're right. That's the best case. But you don't want that. You want Buffalo.
No, I mean,
you
we-
want to play Buffalo and Atlanta, or would you rather play Cincinnati and Kansas City?
I want to play in Kansas City.
Okay.
I will always pick playing in Kansas City.
All right, so that's it.
I
We
just think
we're
it's
rooting
going to
for
be
there.
really hard for them to go up there and win that game.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, in Buffalo,
Yeah.
offensive line problems, cold. I don't think they can just win on
I
throwing
just
the ball
wonder
deep.
if because I feel like everyone's a little more confident, but I wonder if that's just based on the fact that our team didn't have to play this week, and so they couldn't have looked bad. You know what I mean?
Can't look bad when you don't
I
play.
don't know. I
Like,
feel
we're
like
shitting a little bit on the Bengals because they really
But that's what
they
we
almost
wanted.
lost to the Dolphins.
But that's what we wanted, Pat. We
Yeah.
wanted the bye week.
yeah.
Chiefs got a lot of time to prepare. I think they're going to be.
Andy Reid on a bye week.
Yup.
Going
No.
up against Trevor Lawrence on a Saturday.
I think they're going to be really fired up for that game this week. The Chiefs. I mean, just to play to get going.
Yeah.
Kick this thing off. So
Let's fucking hope so.
let's just steamroll, baby.
yeah. All right. Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Chiefs.
Kansas City. What's going on? Call.
Got knocked out.
This is the most beautiful sight these eyes have ever seen.